Welcome to episode number 149 of Genius Take the Wheel. I am Dr. Evil Genius, trying to safely get into traffic. And today was quite a day. Gotta tell you. Today was quite a day. Thank you, guys, for letting me in. I appreciate it. This is episode number 149. I do appreciate you for stopping by my little corner of the universe. My little corner of the universe is a very fatigued one right now. All this week, we got Kratos in the building. Is that Kratos? Man, I owe Kratos so much. God damn it. I had a lot of fears this week. Let me tell you guys. But I had to face these fears because my goals demanded that I do that. And what are my goals, right? My goals are to get bigger and stronger, but get bigger before I get stronger. And I got to a place in my program where I was not getting bigger. I was not getting the kind of strong that I needed to get bigger. So I had to make some alterations to my approach. And, when you're building muscle, there's sort of an ease that comes with that because you're lifting at moderately heavy weights. The fear of injury isn't really there. Like, when you're lifting, very heavy weight for the purpose of moving that heavy weight. Now, obviously, my overall goal is to increase my physical strength a lot faster so that I can lift heavier weights for more reps than I could before. So, for example, I was struggling to do 40 reps at 205 pounds on the bench press. So earlier this week, I did 9 reps at 245 total. My next situation, I'm going to be looking to try to get 15 reps at 245 and then 15 reps the other way. Instead of, 5 sets of 3, I'll be looking for 3 sets of 5. And then I'm going to try to go up even further weight-wise, go up set-wise. So, I'll go, 3x3, 3x5, 5x3, 5x5 before then going up in weight back to those 9 reps. So I'm going to be working between 9 and 25 reps for the foreseeable future. There's an ugly-ass Cybertruck I'm driving by. And it never gets any less ugly. JL is in the building. What's up, brother? What's up, brother, man? I gotta give you some privileges here. Good to see you, JL. It's good to see you, man. Uh, I've been, you know, basically it's been fear week. I feared the heavy bench press. I feared a much heavier leg press. I feared a heavy hack squat. I feared doing any kind of barbell squat whatsoever. And I went and I, day by day by day, went and attacked. Thank you for hitting the like button. I appreciate you. I went and attacked my fears. I just went and attacked my fears, and I believe I've been rewarded. JL asked a question: do you bench with a high back arch? The answer is no. I bench with the arch that is necessary to get my chest into the widest or the deepest range of motion possible for the stretch of my chest. Beyond that, I do not arch my back too much because it does shorten the depth, the distance that the bar has to move to complete the repetition. And so as long as you keep your feet and your backside and your upper back on the, as long as you keep them on the bench, it's legal for powerlifting. However, I am not looking to get heavy lifts to win powerlifting competitions. I'm trying to get heavy lifts that my body can handle in the deepest eccentric positioning possible so that I can make my chest stronger but keep it healthy. So when it comes to powerlifters who compete, they are allowed to use that kind of mechanic, but not only is that mechanic not good for me, it's not good for me because it doesn't help me reach my goals. So, for you can call it cheating. However, I will say that if you enter the rules of any game and the rules of that federation or organization say that it's legal, then it's not cheating. For me personally, that is not. Hey, Talia, how you doing? For me, that is not a lift that I would be proud to call, competition, level. Could I cheat and, probably bench press a lot more? I probably could, but that's not what I'm in it for. I'm in it to get a bigger, more muscular body, and I need to improve my strength really in the most difficult way possible, not the easiest way possible. So when it comes to powerlifting, they just want to move the bar. When it comes to bodybuilding, I really want to tax the muscle as much as I can to encourage it to grow. So I will not be doing the powerlifting version of the bench press. Thank you very much. But the guys that do it, more power to them. They're winning competitions. They are strong guys. A lot of those guys are way stronger than I could ever claim to be. even if they lift it properly, they can still lift more weight than me, the professionals. But for me, that is just not how I train. And it doesn't really go towards what I want to accomplish. And that's really the long and the short of that. But yeah, today's brand of fear tackling. Oh, I did a heavy bent over barbell row at 225 the other day. Holy crap. I did 3 sets of 3. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. And then when I went to go hit the dumbbells, I grabbed the 70 and kgs, that's 100 kgs or 101 kgs. To be able to bent over row, do, pen layout, bend over row, barbell row, 225. That's crazy to me. I never thought that I would be, hey, there's a guy with an Ontario license plate in front of me. I figured JL would appreciate that. I did that, heavy bent over row, and then I added some volume stuff on the back end of that. I started doing dips again. My shoulders feel phenomenal. I hit the barbell bench press at 245 pounds, 3 sets of 3, even though it was very difficult. But that was like I think the first day me coming out of a deload. So I was really proud of that. I hit 3 sets of 3 at 545 on the leg press. I hit 3 sets of 3 at 315 on the hack squat. I couldn't believe I was doing it, but I had to do it. And today was a really big day because this is the first time I did a barbell back squat in at least 8 years. And I was afraid. So, JL, I'm going to try to, and we'll probably talk about this on the live stream later on today, but just to kind of give you a TLDR, I'm lifting for strength right now because I started to plateau a little bit on size. So I was not getting bigger at the speed that I was before. And so I'm switching up my program to lift as much as I can so that when I go back to lifting for muscle, I'll be able to lift more weight, and being able to lift more weight, you'll build more muscle. So right now I'm lifting from plates right now, at least for the next 6 to 13 weeks going forward. Okay. Do I plan going on gear? Nope. No Tremboloni sandwiches for me. So, a lot of my legs, so I did some pretty nice stuff with legs today that, this week that I was very proud of. I did the 545 on the leg press, 3 sets of 3, and then I dropped to 365 and did 2 sets of 10 and just pumped them bad boys. Really put some pain in the quads. That was pretty good. I did the same thing after I hit the hack squat 3x3 at 315. And I did the same thing after I hit the barbell back squat at 225 today. I was really, really afraid of this because I suspect that I'm having a problem with my, I might have a little bit of, I might have like a bulging disc in my back, L5, S1 area, because the sciatic nerve discomfort still persists. It's not as bad as it used to be, but it still persists. And I was really afraid of, hitting the squat today. I was so dreading today's squat that I had several hours of mental weakness. I was supposed to get in the car at I was supposed to get in the car at 7:30 a.m. I did not leave the house until after 8:30 a.m. because I just could not get myself together mentally. I did not, and then my client called. I was already supposed to be in the gym and I was supposed to be kind of like, you know, I was supposed to be kind of like showing her, what it is like when I struggle in the gym, and I hadn't even gotten out of my kitchen when she called. And so when we did the session, we were talking about, a bunch of different things. And then before I knew it, it was after 10 o'clock. So I was supposed to hit, I was supposed to pretty much be done with my workout by the time I got started. And that's how much I feared the squat. But you know what I did, guys? I focused up. Still no pre-workout powder, guys. After I forgot to take my pre-workout on Tuesday, I have had no pre-workout since Monday. Keep that in mind. I went into the gym. I did some body weight squats. I think they felt bad because I felt bad. And fear had basically overtaken me. But then I went and I squatted the bar, and my body started loosening up a little bit. Then I put one plate, and it felt very heavy, but the weight moved really fast because it only felt heavy because I had a negative attitude. And then I put on the 25 pounders. So I went from, 135 to 185. I blasted that 5. And then I went to go put the two plates on. And that's when the fear really started to get to me, because 185 felt very heavy too. Now, guys, I'm doing ass to grass squats. Full ROM. Okay? I did not use the Smith machine. Told you, just barbell back squat, not a Smith machine. When I did my heavy incline press, which I did at 225 pounds, I do that with the Smith machine. So I was a little afraid of that, but not that much. I wrecked that. I wrecked that lift. That was good. And then, I did some more cool stuff. After that, it was all good. So after I did 185, I went and talked to a dude that I'm pretty friendly with in the gym. I asked him, to get a video clip of me doing this squat, because I was really expecting to have like really bad mechanics because I hadn't squatted in so long. And let me tell you guys, when I said I was aggressive, I also said that I was cautious, right? Do you have injuries regarding your knees in the past? No, I have cervical spine issues. I don't really have knee problems, but I've had years of very severe back discomfort, nerve discomfort running all the way down into my ankle. I've had cervical spine injury, the whole bit. So here's the thing, guys. I put my pride to the side, and I grabbed this weight belt that a trainer friend of mine that I used to be a coworker with. He gave me this weight belt. He gave me some knee sleeves, but they didn't fit. They couldn't fit over my calves. I grabbed the weight belt and I put it in my gym bag. I strapped that bad boy on my back. My first time ever wearing a weight belt for anything in my life. And yeah, it's not as manly as going without it, but I was really not sure about, my ability to squat. And yeah, I hit the 185 with no problem, but I put the strap on for the pause. I put the weight belt on for the 225, and I had to do it. I try. Like you said, better safe than sorry, right? So I took the bar off the rack, stood with it a second. I took a step and a half back. It felt heavy as shit, man. And then, because I also put on my knee sleeves, I did not put on the knee sleeves or the weight belt for 185 for 5. I put it on for the 225. And I'm like, damn, I got to get 3 reps here. Put on my knee sleeves, strapped on the belt. I hit that bitch for 5 reps, y'all. Yo, I was like, yo, when I went down into the pits of hell, for that first rep, I was like, there's no way it could be this easy. There's no way. I I did the second rep and I was like, oh, pretty easy. Did the third rep, I was like, oh, I still got it. And so I had told the guy who was filming the video I was going for 3 reps. And then, like, when we were talking about it after, he was like, yeah, I saw that you just went for the next 2. Yeah, I went for reps 4 and 5. And I was like, say what? Obviously I was going to have, a much better time, on a hack squat. I mean, but the fear, man, it can be paralyzing. I really didn't have I had a lot of fear about the hack squat. I didn't have as much fear. So I hit that bitch for 3 sets of 5 when my target was 3 sets of 3. I couldn't believe it. My hip felt okay. My ankle felt okay because it's really not like there's a problem with my hip or my ankle. It's that the sciatic nerve is being impinged on and is causing me physical pain. That's really what the issue is. So now I got this belt. I got I'm using the knee sleeves, and I could not believe what I was able to do. I could not believe it. And then, like, I went and watched the video, and the only thing I did wrong is that I had my head down and forward. In fact, the dude that took the video for me, he's actually going for his pro card. He's going for his IFBB pro card. He just won first in his class and first overall in a show like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So he's going to do a couple more shows and then go for his pro card. He was talking to me. He was like, yeah, you're adding an extra 20 pounds of like forward weight off balance when your head is way over the center line. But a lot of that was because of the fear, and I still wrecked it. So I fixed my head position on sets 2 and 3, and sets 2 and 3 were as good as set 1 because, I was fatiguing out. So that was the first major lift of the day that I did. And then after I did that, I went and I went and hit the leg press 2 sets of 10 at 365 to like really capitalize on the stress that I already had in my legs. And then when I was done with the leg press, I went and did some heavy leg curls to prep myself for the deadlift. And I hit 3 sets of 5 at 315 on the deadlift. And it was very, very difficult. But that was because I had already murdered my legs. I don't really recommend that you guys go heavy on squats and then heavy on deadlifts in the same session. But I got to deadlift once a week. I got to do it. And I figure that if I'm able to condition my body to accept the torture, then my body is just going to accept the torture and it's going to become normal. So, wow, that I was so It was the first time I have ever deadlifted with a weight belt, and I suspect I really needed it because I was fatiguing out really bad, guys. My mechanics were not really that great. My hamstrings and glutes fired the way I wanted them to, but because I was already weakening, I just wasn't firing with the same efficiency. Like my first set on the deadlift, my first set of five, I did with no wrist straps. I did not use the Versa grips for set one, and I had a pretty easy time with it. But I fell off a cliff. Set two was really hard, and then set three, man, I had to break that up into 3-1-1 um, rest pause sets because I really wrung out pretty much all that I had to offer. And there was, there was there's two different leg extension machines that are good in the gym, and there were guys on both of the machines, so I just left the gym at that point. I said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go home and come talk to you guys about it, and just let you know, like, guys, um, I was really fearing injury all week long, but Midmo, your last comment obviously is not form, it's function, but you're on the right track. I applied all of the proper movement patterns that I know to do. And was it really, really fucking difficult? Absolutely. Do my legs hurt like a bitch? Absolutely. Right? Um, but did I come out of it feeling like Iron Man in the first Avengers movie when he dropped out of space and landed on the ground and then the Hulk yelled at him? Look at all you accomplished. Yeah, it cost you a lot. Yes, it was very painful. Yes, you might even feel like you're about to die. But really feeling like, you really pushed yourself really hard is really a big deal. And, you know, somebody told me earlier in the week that I was not working hard enough. And my initial reaction was to be defensive. But that dude probably, if you guys see me at 215 pounds of chiseled granite, you could probably thank that guy, even though he didn't want any thanks from me. I get the feeling that he doesn't really respect me, but that's not really what I care about because in the end, I still got the inspiration that I needed to work harder and to be more aggressive. And now I'm a little bit more aggressive in the gym. My tempo is up. My willingness to face fears is up. But I'm also doing it in a way that is just simply better. It's better to be safer and aggressive. You can be safe and aggressive at the same time. They're not mutually exclusive. And I proved that today. I am actually so run down that I'm not going to do the vertical pull work that I was looking to do today. I'm going to start doing weighted pull ups, but I'm so burned. Neurologically, I probably wouldn't really get much from trying to do any kind of vertical pull work today. So I'm going to eat, I'm going to shower, I'm going to rest before UFC, and I'm going to hang out with a lot of you guys that are in the comments right now and talk a lot of crazy stuff going on in the world of MMA because one championship is now under some scrutiny, and they deserve it. What they did to their world grappling champion was really disgusting. So we will talk about it later during the live stream. But let me get to your comments today. Let's get to your comments, guys. Kratos lost 20 pounds in the last 3 weeks. We will talk about that in back channels. Midmo said I coughed so hard I bruised my rib last week. Oh my god. Getting to the gym first thing in the morning is the first battle. Yeah, every day, Jo. Midmo says I've been liking evening gym sessions if I'm being honest. I would like them if I didn't have to get up for work so early or work with clients in those times or watch baseball or hang out with the ladies. So I'd rather just get the torture out of the way or during the afternoon hours, the off-peak hours, if possible. That's really like my preference for that. Did I use the Smith machine? I think I answered this earlier, but to reiterate, not for the squat. But I do use the Smith machine pretty much for inverted rows and incline chest press and a seated military press. Did you have injuries regarding your knees in the past? I had some severe tendonitis in my knees when I was like 12 years old, something like that. But I didn't really play basketball as much as I was doing before. So, because I don't really ball like that anymore, I'm not really putting a lot of wear and tear on my knees anymore. Midmo says, I will say if you were used to the hit after a while not using pre-workout here and there, I can see it being inconsequential. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that too, but then I figured that if I only use the pre-workout before the biggest lifts, but also I gotta say that the pump is not as good. You know, the products that I use are really good. You know, obviously putting less caffeine in my body is benefiting me, but I may not be getting the benefit of the other ancillary stuff that I also stopped taking alongside it. So I might start taking some of the stem-free stuff that I was taking before, because that stuff was helping me beyond just 200 milligrams of caffeine. I might have to think about it. I might have to buy 2 non-stems for every stem that I buy, and then most days just go stem-free. Think about doing that. Once you start mixing energy drinks with pre-workout, there's a problem. Yeah, I'm not fucking with that. You should really be using the weight belt intermittently, from what I'm hearing. Anyway, they're necessary to a degree. Yeah, so I'm only going to be using the weight belt on the biggest lifts, the scariest lifts that you know. I've just I know that if I make one false move, I could be out of commission for months. So when I warm up, I don't use the weight belt when I warm up. When I did use the weight belt on the warm up on the deadlift just to see what it would feel like, and that shit was stupid easy warming up. I was like, but on the squat warm up, I didn't use it. I'm not going to use the or I don't anticipate using it on the hack squat, because a lot of the stability that you need is done for you by the machine when you use the hack squat. So I don't anticipate myself really using a weight belt there unless I start to develop a little bit of discomfort in my spinal erectors. Yeah, it's not going bad. Did I have a spot? No, did not have a spot. But I do think that when I start moving to 275, 295, 315, I'm going to find somebody who's friendly and see if they'll spot me. But I didn't really think that I needed it once I kind of got underneath the bar. And the thing is, I know how to fail with the bar too. You know, you sit very deep in the squat. If I fail, I'll just sit there and just let it roll off my back behind me. I did the impossible. I haven't drank soda for 2 weeks so far. That's why you lost all that goddamn weight. Let's go, Kratos. I haven't had soda in 23, 24 years, something like that. I love sweet beverages, but my methodology was your body's trying to get rid of carbon dioxide. Well, what do they put in soda? They infuse it with carbon dioxide to give it the bubbles. So if my body is looking to get rid of carbon dioxide, why would I then want to put it back into my body? That's when I stopped drinking soda. I still love juices and juice drinks and sweet teas and stuff like that, but I stopped that soda stuff a long time ago. These days, my only sweet drinks will be like a juice, an apple juice, or one of those, red juices from Trader Joe's. But for the most part, I just drink water. Midmo said this coming week's round of training, I'm debating maxing out with the big boy plates and doing 3x3s for bench. If you're gonna do that, don't do that for a week. Do that for like 6 to 12 weeks. If you really, but if you're still growing muscle, here's the thing, man. Do you want to be strong or do you want to grow muscle? Right? I'm gonna leave you with that, Midmo. Do you want to be strong or do you want to grow muscle? And you can only choose one. And you cannot answer it here in the stream. I want you to actually sit down and think about it. And you must prioritize one. Do not answer here in this stream, or I'm going to take your wrench away and block you. Okay? I want you to just do what I'm asking you to do. I want you to sit on it. Okay? Sit on it. You are going to give me just one when we do the live stream later. And then we're going to talk more about these kinds of things. We're going to talk more about this, but you can only choose one, okay? Highlander, there can be only one. And as always, if you believe yourself to be strong, you earn the right with your hard work. And so I believe in you. You should continue to believe in yourself. Let's keep making these gains, y'all. Peace.